Good morning, everyone. Soybean farmer. Wednesday morning. Well, it rained here yesterday, and I aborted the mission to get a little Ford tractor and go out here and run over these beans. Ground was too wet. Let's see now. 1, 2, 3, 4/10. That's just under a ½ inch. But right down here is where I missed a little bit with the Envive. Now I started testing the over-the-top Liberty Link, and you can see this corner here. I made a nice little spray line there. It's a fan tip that I've got on the backpack, so it's easy to control and make little lines like that. But it was real slow to kill this grass. It's wiregrass. And I sprayed a little bit over in here and it killed it. And I was just testing in here, but I got to noticing something when I was walking out in here the other day. There's a line. Now this is a variety of Morning Glory right here, but there's a line over in here. Let's see, where'd it go? There it is. That's a water hemp that I pulled up yesterday when I discovered this. Now, down through here I was end dressing and I made passes this way with the pre-emergent. But over here, oh, this ground's soft and squishy. If you look right here, right down through there, it's I guess that's 2 foot. It's about 2 foot wide. I don't have any GPS, and I was running over bare ground. All I had was tractor tire marks from the planting operation to follow. And there's a streak from here all the way down to that end that got missed with the pre-emergent. And I haven't gotten over this field yet with the over-the-top Liberty Link herbicide. But there's a thicket of water hemp and grasses right here. See it better right over here. There's the water hemp I pulled when I was over here looking at it. But right through there. And that's a classic example of where I would be, where this entire field would be at this time without the pre-emergent. Just that's exactly what I was used to. Beans up about this tall, weeds up like that. Lamb's quarter, couldn't kill it. Grass you could kill. Morning Glory you could stun. And this water hemp, let me see if I kneel down without popping a knee. Yeah, there we go. Well, you heard the knees pop, but it didn't hurt too bad. You can see that water hemp right there is way up above everything else. And best you could do was stun and burn that a little bit, and it'd shake it off and go right on back to growing. That stuff right there, left to its own, can get 6 foot tall. And one plant like that can make 250,000 seed. That's the fastest growing, fastest take over your place weed I've ever seen in my life. But I want to knock this down, so I'm going to get a backpack and walk this line. It's not that much. And spray it over the top with the Liberty Link this morning. And go ahead and knock that down. Put these up here in protection. Alright. mix action there. I'm still mixing this stuff at 1 ounce to the gallon and getting a really good result with it in that backpack sprayer. So some years ago my wife was using some kind of laundry detergent that came with these little scoops in it. So I used a pre-measurement, found out this one, that black line, at the top of that black line you've got 2 ounces. So handy little thing there. Alright, carefully get 2 ounces out of this thing. Stop. You know, when you're messing around with these small amounts, it get a little tricky. Always wipe that off like that. You'll get a mess if you don't. Just take the time to do little things like that and protect yourself. Residue of this stuff start running down through here and you accidentally stick your hand in it, and well, there were a lot more serious warning labels on this product than there were on glyphosate, so I'm going to respect it. Lid tight. Alright, this jug right here is nothing but water. Got it pre-measured. There's a gallon, there's 2 gallons. I'm going to go get 2 gallons. Okay. I like to pour, there's a screen in the top of this, and I like to go ahead and pour this like that, and then when I pour the water in on top of it, it'll wash it down, and then of course naturally rinse this thing out. So I'll set that there for now. Save a little bit for rinsing this out. Triple rinse, that's what they taught us in the school I went to years ago to get a commercial, they call it pesticide license, but you needed it to apply chemicals on other people's land. I used it in my landscaping business, using chemicals like selective herbicides on people's lawns. Yeah, I like the idea that a lot of that's regulated, and the stuff you can buy at Lowe's and Home Depot is so watered down, you're not really going to do a lot of damage to our environment with that stuff. But the professional grade chemicals are not watered down, and you could do a lot of damage if you were out there and didn't know what you need to know about that stuff before you're using it. Alright, there's the tank mix. Right over here at the corner of this field, I don't know, I was out here testing this Liberty Link on this grass little spot, and I didn't mess with spraying all that until I saw what this was going to do. But since I sprayed it, a bunch of this little morning glory right here has popped up. And let's see, that's lamb's quarter, and that's water hemp. No, excuse me, that's lamb's quarter too. But I want to hit this little corner right in here and clean it up before it gets totally out of control. You got to set it, when you're doing this with a backpack, you got to figure your pattern, give it a look-see before you get started, or you'll make kind of a mess. And this is the corner right out to about right here. A little bit of grass over there. Yeah, this is pretty much where I want to start, right in here. See, that morning glory is starting to come up across the field now. Go away, bug. It's down in here. You can't see it unless you start walking the rows. That's why walking your rows is important. This right here is still to the height that I'm not worried about driving over it. But ground's wet, so I don't want to do that. So we're just going to hit it like this today. Over the top type spray like that. I'm going to use the backup method. Got into it last year with some people about spraying early in the morning like this when there's a heavy dew out. It's best time to spray. Plants are wide open to take in moisture at this time. Later on in the day, as the sun comes out and you get some heat, plants will close down to protect and conserve the moisture they've got. And that means they're not drinking. And if they aren't drinking, they don't get this wonderful chemical in them. The backup method is difficult because you don't want to trample your plants. All right, get over there. Just keeps walking backwards like this. I'm covering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows with this sweeping motion that I'm doing as I come back like this. And that puts me out here. Now, step back in over here and do the same trick coming out about right here. That'll give me the coverage I want. And I was right here. Landmark plant so I know where I'm at. And do that same little trick again.